Hi there, friends. Welcome to this power flow. For this class, if you like to use blocks, go ahead and have those handy. As always, your body, your practice, so please listen to your body, choose any modifications, skip what you need to. You do you for this class. We will get started right away here. Let's just get down in a child's pose. You can bring your knees wide. Press your hips back towards your heels. Reach your arms out in front with your palms facing down. You can place your forehead down on the mat. And then before we start this powerful movement, take a moment to connect with your breath. That's going to be a theme that we revisit as we flow today. Anytime you're starting to feel like it's moving too fast or your mind is even racing to the next thing, we're going to stop and focus on the breath. Today's class will have some holds in some more challenging positions, and we'll also have a lot of pulses. So you can use the breath during both of those through the movement or through the stillness to help us reconnect, find that present moment. So just take 2 more big full breaths, feeling your lungs expand in all directions, feeling it all come back to center on the exhale. Last full breath in and out. And then gently press down through your palms, lift your head, and then walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. You can place your forehead back down. Press that left hip back towards the left heel. Feel some length up through the left side. Press down through the hands, lift up, walk the hands over towards the left side of the mat. Same thing here. Press the right hip back towards the heel. Stretch up under that right armpit. Press down through those palms, lift again. Go to each side one more time, connecting with your own breath here. Finding some space between the ribs. Taking time on either side if you feel like you need a little bit more. And then we'll press down, come back to center. Keep the hands out in front of you. Let's take the right arm and thread it underneath the left. Come onto the right shoulder. You can place, or the left shoulder, I'm sorry. You can place the left cheek down on the mat. A little bit of a twist here in our child's pose. And then we'll lift back up and switch sides. So thread that right underneath the left. You can peek up underneath that left arm. And then let's come back to center. We'll just go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the hips up into our first down dog. Any little wiggles or movements here that would feel good. Walk out the heels. You could swing hips side to side. Take a couple of breaths to just feel into your downward facing dog and remember to breathe. And then having bent knees, lift your seat up like a turbo dog. So we're pressing down through the palms, lifting the sit bones up high. We'll take some spinal waves here. So we'll launch forward towards a plank, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, and then we'll lower the hips, lift them right back up towards down dog. So we're thinking about making waves here with our spine. And this can look any certain way for your body. It doesn't need to look a certain way. Just focus on feeling through like that rounding and arching of the spine. Do a few more rounds. Maybe feeling that spine start to wake up. And then we'll stop in our downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. You can have bent knees here if you need to. Land here in a forward fold. The feet can stay about hips distance apart. We'll start to roll it on up to stand. So we're standing here at the back of our mat. Cross the left foot behind the right. Reach the left arm up and over. A little side bend. Back to center. Switch sides. Right foot behind the left. Right arm reaches over. Back to center, take an inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward into your forward fold. Inhale, take a half lift, get a long spine, and then start to walk your hands back out towards a plank. You can have bent knees again if you need to here. In our plank, we're going to take 3 chaturanga push-ups. So we can start on our knees if you need to, dropping the knees. We'll bend the elbows, hug them in close to the body. If you want to do these up on your toes, you can. After your 3 push-ups, press back up into downward facing dog. Take an inhale in through the nose. Let it go out through the mouth. Let's do all that again. Why not? Walk your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold. Exhale, roll it on up to stand. Left foot goes behind right side, bend. Right foot goes behind left. Right arm reaches over to the left side, bend. Back to center, arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it on forward. Inhale, half lift. Walk it back out to that plank. 3 more chaturanga push-ups, either on toes or on knees. Hug it in through the belly. Hips go back up, downward facing dog. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Roll it on up to stand. Let's do that one more time. Left foot crosses behind the right, side bend. Right foot behind the left, side bend. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at those hips, fold it forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Walk it on out to that plank. 3 more push-ups. 2, 1. Hips back up to down dog. Inhale in, exhale out. Do we feel a little bit warmer after those? Let's inhale and lift the right leg up, bend the knee, hip circles on that right leg. Do a couple going each direction. And then bring the right knee in towards the nose. Plant that right foot between the hands. Come back down onto the left knee. Come into our Anjaneyasana. Here, let's just pulse back and forward a little bit. So we'll take the hips back more towards like a 90-90 lunge and then hips forward. Just opening up here through the front of the left hip. Just pulse back and forth here a couple times. And then let's stay in our Anjaneyasana, hips forward. Hands can always be on blocks here or reaching overhead. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, shift your hips back, straighten your front leg, hands on blocks or the mat, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Point your right toes up towards the ceiling, almost like you're dragging that right heel back towards the hips. Stretch the back of the right leg. Let's inhale, come back forward to your Anjaneyasana. And then we'll take a modified side plank. So right hand will come onto a block or the mat on the inside of that right foot. Shift your left shin to be parallel with like the front and back of the mat. Hips continue to go forward. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Let's inhale, rise it up, reach that left hand towards the back of the mat. Right hand reaches up. Legs stay in the same spot. Modified side plank. Little challenge here, not something we normally do in our modified side plank. We're going to go for it. Press down through this right foot. See if you can hover this left leg off of the mat. Maybe even straighten the leg like a floating fallen triangle. And then we'll shift to face the back of the mat. Bring that right hand down. Keep that left leg floating. Reach it behind you into a 3-legged plank. Take a vinyasa here from that 3-legged plank, or you could set the left foot down if that's not feeling right. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale in. Exhale out. Let's do left side. Inhale, left leg up, bend the knee, 2 hip circles each direction. Warming up and opening that hip. Left knee in towards the nose. Plant that left foot. Right knee comes down. Hands can stay on hips, knees, front thigh, of overhead. Pulse it back and forward. So it's like we're moving into almost a little bit of a tucked position here in the 90-90, opening up through the front of the right hip, helping us ease into that. This Anjaneyasana is a pretty deep, low lunge. Sometimes it takes, I like to do a little bit of dynamic movement sometimes before we come into those. All right, let's land forward in the Anjaneyasana. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, shift those hips back, straighten the left leg, hands come down, blocks or the mat. Fold forward over that front leg. Remember to breathe. Take a moment, inhale and exhale, connect with the breath. Let's inhale back forward, Anjaneyasana. This time, left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Slide a block under it if you need to. Shift your right shin. Hips continue reaching towards the back of the mat. Reach that right arm up and overhead, and then work to open the chest. So if you need to rise up onto a block or even onto the thigh. And then right hand will reach towards the front of the mat. Left arm up. modified side plank here at the front. Same challenge here. Really press down, engage all the way up through the inner thigh on that left leg. Hover the right knee off, maybe straighten that right leg, floating fallen triangle. Shift those hips back. Little tip there to help you balance. Left hand comes down, turn to face forward. Keep that right leg hovering, reach it behind you, three-legged plank. Take your vinyasa. Remember to breathe. Any little wiggles here. Let's inhale and lift the right leg up. Right knee towards the nose. Plant the right foot. Let's inhale up, high crescent lunge. So this time that back knee is lifted off of the mat in our crescent lunge. Let's do 5 pulses. So let's reach up through the hips and the arms slightly. On your exhale, bend that front knee further, lower that back knee down. You can drop your hands and then inhale it back up. 4 more pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms go back up overhead. Split the arms. Left arm forward, right arm back, twisted crescent. And then we'll spin open to the left side of your mat. So reach the left arm up and overhead. Right arm forward. We'll spin that left heel down. Turn to face the left side of your mat. Toes pointed out. Land in a goddess. So we've got our knees tracking towards the middle toes. Those hips are reaching down. Keep the torso lifted. Keep it all hugging in. We're going to do some pulses here, and we're going to do 20. So let's just get started. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12, 11. For the last 10, maybe get a little lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Feel the burn. 3, 2, 1. Straighten those legs. Woo! Turn the toes to face the side of the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold it forward, wide-legged forward fold. Little reprieve here. Let the crown of your head sink towards the floor. Lift your sit bones up high behind you. Reconnect with that breath. And then fun little transition here. We're going to take the left hand up towards the right foot. Open that right arm up into a twist. And then we'll start to bend the right knee and turn to face the front of the mat. Spin your right toes forward, come onto the left toes, and we'll land in like a revolved lunge. Little pulses here. So we'll pulse the hips down. You can turn onto the outer edge of the left foot, reach the right arm back. If this isn't feeling good for your hip, just do an arm reach if the hip lower is not feeling good. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Reach that right arm all the way forward and down to the outside edge of that right foot. If you need to have your hands on blocks here, that's all good. So we've got like a runner's lunge. We're going to do a pulse back to like a pyramid. So pulse it forward twice. Exhale, hips go up. We're on the right heel. This back heel doesn't have to lower all the way down. We're just working to get the hips square and straightening through the front leg. A couple more times. Let's pulse forward for 2. Exhale, pyramid. Last one here, pulse forward for 2. Exhale, pyramid. Come back forward for your runner's lunge. Keep the blocks under your hands if you need them. We'll come forward for a warrior 3. Keep your hands at your heart. Left hip is pointing down. Hands can be on blocks for supported if you need to. 5 curtsy pulses. So we're going to tap this left knee back behind the right as we bend it. 5, 4, find a point on the floor to focus on. And if you wobble out, it's all good. Just hop back into it and try again. Last one here. Come in your warrior 3. Maybe reach those arms out in front of you. Let's come back for the runner's lunge. Carefully lower those left toes down. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Right foot steps back, 3-legged plank and vinyasa. Remember to connect each movement with the breath. Exhaling into your down dog. Take 1 breath in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Let's do left side. Inhale, left leg up overhead, left knee in towards the nose, plant the left foot, inhale up, high crescent lunge. 5 pulses, so reach up and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, open, this time to the left. Right hand forward, left hand back. Fun little spin to open to the right side of our mat. Right arm up and over. Left arm reaches down and forward. Spin that back heel down.
Land those hips down in your goddess. We're skipping the 20 pulses this time. So basket the head, fingertips behind the ears, elbows out to the sides, oblique crunches. So right elbow towards right knee, left, right, left. Remember to breathe. Maybe try to lower just a little bit. Maybe feeling all of the burn if you're me. Let's go to each side one more time. Back to center. Straighten those legs. Point the toes to face the side of the mat. Big inhale, exhale. Take your wide-legged forward fold. This time, maybe reach your arms through your legs. You could even clasp your hands. Take a little shoulder opener, whatever feels good here. And then we'll try that fun little transition. So if you have the hand clasp or hands reaching, bring them out in front of you, right in front of your face. Reach that right hand towards the left foot. Open that left arm up into a twist. And then start to turn your legs and your hips to face the front of the mat. So we're spinning that left foot to face forward and we're coming onto the right toes. We've already got that twist in our upper body. 5 little reach back. So it can just be the arm, or you could add in that little hip pulse down. If that's not feeling good, just do the arm. You do you. Last one, hand comes forward all the way down. Frame the front foot. This is our runner's lunge to pyramid. So get those blocks if you need them under your hands. 2 pulses forward. Exhale. Hips go up, front leg straightens and fold. 2 more. Pulse it forward. Exhale up. Pulse it forward. Exhale up. Come back forward for your runner's lunge. Launch forward for warrior 3. Use the blocks under your hands if you need to. Get a long line from the crown of your head all the way through those back toes. 5 curtsy pulses. And maybe you'll notice, as I am here, one side is a little bit harder than the other. And that's all good. That's normal. We've got one more. Hold your warrior 3 here. Maybe reach out the arms. Slowly lower that right foot down. Exhale, hands frame that left foot. Slide that left foot back into a 3-legged plank. Add in that vinyasa or skip them. That's always your choice. If you're not feeling those vinyasas, you have the choice to skip them. Once we arrive in our downward facing dog, big inhale in, exhale out. Start to walk your feet towards the center of the mat. Bring them wide, almost mat width. Point your toes out slightly, and then we'll lower the hips down into a malasana, yogi squat. And we will just take a little reprieve here for a moment. Catch your breath if you're like me. Talking while doing this adds in a little challenge. Catch that breath. We've got the shortest little stint of core work here, and then that is it for our power class. So we have got this. We might be doing some navasanas to hollow body, but we got this. It'll be fun. All right. So from your malasana, lower your seat down. Use your hands if you need to. Lift your legs up into navasana, boat pose, holding here for a few cycles of breath. This is our reconnecting with that breath. Sometimes it's not during those pulses or that constant movement that we need to remember to catch our breath. It's during these holds. Don't hold your breath too. If you want to try to straighten your legs, you can, maybe with all the shakes. From your boat pose, we're hollowing out and lowering into our hollow body. So feet are hovering, shoulders are lifted, we're scooping out through the belly, and then we're trying to lift right back up into our navasana, bent knees or straight legs. I think I'm going to go with bent knees today. Let's do that a few more times. Lower it down. Exhale, hollow body. Inhale, pull it all back into center. 2 more times. Exhale, hollow out, hollow body. Stay strong. Hug it all in through the core. Inhale it up. Last one here. Hold it down in that hollow body. We're going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8. Remember to breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Collapse. Full permission to lower it all down. Take one big full breath in, full breath out. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Give it Little squeeze and some circles, and then cross that right leg over to the left side of the body, taking our half wind twist here. Reach your right arm up and overhead, open it out to the side, and then work to get that right shoulder blade down closer towards the mat. Stay here and breathe. You can take the gaze towards the right hand or keep it neutral, whatever feels best for your neck. Let's inhale back to center, hug that right knee in one more time, and then switch sides. Right leg reaches long, left leg hugs in, give it some circles, some squeeze. Left crosses over towards the right. Make sure you come up onto the outer right hip. I always have to do a little lift and shimmy there. Left arm reaches up and overhead, opens out to the side. Scoot your right ribs towards the right. Get that left shoulder blade down. Take the gaze to the left or keep it neutral. Now is the time to really reconnect with that breath. We're cooling down. Maybe the breath is starting to slow down. This is your reminder that not just in your yoga practice, but you can do this throughout the day. If you're feeling like rushed or overwhelmed, check in with your breath. Are you holding your breath? Is your breath like shallow and short? Take a couple minutes and just connect with your breath. Take deep, full, intentional breaths. Let's inhale it back to center, hug that left knee in. Bring the right knee in and let's take a happy baby. So you can grab like outside of the ankles, outside of the feet, yogi toe lock, whatever works. Bring those feet like they're parallel to the ceiling. Draw the knees down towards your armpits and then relax through the neck and shoulders and even through like the low back, the sacrum, that flat area. So we're not hugging up, but we're really letting everything relax into the mat as we pull those knees down. Maybe rock a little side to side. And then back to center. Let's straighten the legs like a legs up the wall without the wall. And then slowly lower your feet down towards the mat. Once you feel your lower back start to rise, separate those feet towards opposite corners. Land in your Shavasana. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Lift that chest. Reach your arms out to the sides with palms facing up. Close down your eyes. And let's take one big inhale. In through the nose. Big sigh out through your mouth. Do that one more time. Big breath in through the nose. Sigh it all out through the mouth. Let go of that control that you've had on your breath during the practice. And now as you rest here in your Shavasana, just watch the breath. Be the observer, the witness, the rise and the fall. See what comes naturally here for you in this place of rest. I'll invite you to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you have today. Thank you so much for joining me.